Justice for mohbad. You know all this why I've been telling some persons that it will get to a time, if care is not taken, those ones like Wumi, Adura, who have given their statement regarding what they knew about the power of mohbad, they go beg to go back again to talk another thing, because the truth as we speak is coming out. You know all this why a lot of persons were with him, but the only names we would hear so far, Adura, Darosha, Pending, Prime Boy, Wumi. But the rest persons, like the lawyer of mohbad, who was there as at the time where they say by or declare by, all these people have been hiding their faces. Like those two boys as well, we declare mohbad by for inside motor. Up till now, their identity is still very much not known. Now, the coroner inquest of on the 11th, which happens to be Friday of this month, April, don't expose so many persons that Wumi is the architect of all these things. Because they first asked Adura that time, who do you think by mohbad? Say na Prime Boy. Why? Say because Wumi says so. In the process of investigation, once discover say they still release Prime Boy, say he not get any issue. A lot of persons are now begin to ask, Prime Boy, where they carry go kiri kiri, how come they can say it's not part of those who buy mohbad or collaborate? To an extent, I now urge everybody out there, the coroner inquest, the lawyers, the judge, there's need for us to trust them. But in midst of that, we will still torchlight the activities, so that this attitude of bribery and corruption that a lot of persons are suspecting no go be the order of the day there. Now, what really happened was that the last coroner inquest, they invited the Prado Jeep, the first way driver, which is the driver. You know all this why nobody have ever thought of that. How everybody they talk with it, they know. Meanwhile, the Prado, the driver, who drive them from house to Ikorodu, take them back to Ikorodu, after Ikorodu, go to the mohbad house. How come they never invited that same guy all this while? But we never knew all those things are said by said. Now, when the guy came, introduced himself, who contacted you to carry mohbad and his team to where you want to go play show for Ikorodu? Saying that one of the management team, who happens to be probably Darosha. Darosha and one of uncle to mohbad, and he's still be part of the management team. Now, what did you know about the entire process? What you experienced? Say from the very place of mohbad to Ikorodu, and so Wumi they insult the living daylight out of mohbad, insult the entire generation. Cause to an extent, in way they drive, even interfere a bit, say make them mellow. But to him as a person, if supposing maybe na him, and Wumi they insult like that, you know, would know when he go beat him. But mohbad was so composed himself and all that, that to an extent, he used hand to hit one of the small glass for a Prado Jeep out of anger. And at that one, Wumi converted, say he won't hit Prime Boy, come go hit glass, that they fight and every other thing. Rather, he even talk to an extent, say, you know, even did there. They say me go carry baby before he come back again. Now quarter can start. He come back again and he does the bleed. So everybody come the bleed. I say that they corner their aspect way for danger. They put down for Prime Boy head. Now, you say as they come back again, the same quarter, now so the quarter reach go house. When they reach house, based on say one of the small glass break, he can stay for outside. People many will follow the enter house with that same quarrel mentality and every other thing. He can they wait. Even when Wumi even come with him, whether I go come inside house, he can say no. May they give him money, may he go to repair where he break for the glass, make it come out. And what thing he know about that one. That goes to show that Prime Boy never fault mohbad, and that was the main purpose why they set Prime Boy free. That goes to show that the quarrel where they quarrel from mohbad house to Ikorodu for the show, still quarrel come back house, and they still continue that quarrel for inside house because it's a saving possibility say they continue that quarrel. Now, according to another news that unconfirmed that we also know is that before the nurse wey go Cotonou, wey dey Kirikiri at the moment come. They even invite another quack one who stay with them over the night. They try to add medication and every other thing. But that story, they cut them off. They never include that one. But they bring this one come because use her head, carry within no know. We know as time goes on, we'll know the main truth. Now, the most exciting aspect of it is that despite how every other person who did there, they hide their faces. According to one of the doctors, one of the hospital where they carry and go, the chief medical director of one of the hospitals, he says them bring am come, people rush come. Waiting drag his attention to that mohbad to confirm whether he don't buy or not was that he could see them for CCTV as they run around, they ask for doctor and every other thing. And that's through that CCTV, then they come go there, go attend to mohbad, discover say even mohbad might not be 20 minutes. Mohbad, by according to waiting see, e be like say don't even reach 3, 4, 5 hours. 3, 4, 5 hours. Then what is the distance between mohbad house to the hospital? That goes to show that if mohbad don't buy 3, 4, 5 hours, then the nurse wey come treat mohbad, wey give her injection, do everything, that one comot, you wan go buy more medications before you come again. Now they say the condition don change. So what is the difference between those time wey the nurse take comot, wan go buy the drugs? What is the difference or the distance between mohbad house and that of the hospital? And those things they go calculate. Now, those boys who declare am say don't buy for inside motor, wey dey hide in them, wey we no want talk their name, nobody want talk their name, but instead they wan hit am on prime boy head. The doctor now say he get am for CCTV camera because na CCTV now take watch all of them. We are now urging the Nigeria police, for we know say wumi mama na police, that they shouldn't look at that angle. There is need now to go to that same hospital, because I believe say the two hospitals get CCTV and they take rush and go. The people will carry and come, may they bring them come. Why all those ones they run? What did they know? What were they there? Who be those persons with nurse? Okay, they say EC or inside the house, and those ones not come out all this while. We don't know their part where they play. What are be the role so far played by them? How come all this while they look for who could testify? What leads to the fight? What leads to the quarrel? Who fight? Where they for fight and every other thing? Nobody don't talk. So we are saying that as time progresses, it's just a matter of time. Little by little, gradually by gradually. Who talk like today, tomorrow it will get to a point, you not go remember that lie again. We go talk the main truth, and that main truth, you're going to expose the lie we lie today. That is the situation we are at the moment. It's just a matter of time. We will get there. Now, the next video you are going to see is just a little preamble of what happened in that same hall. You see, lawyers are so somehow secretive when it comes to some certain issues. They always look for a way to corner it, that they will not expose what really happened in the courtroom to the people. Now, the lawyer is going to tell us more of what he see or what happened at the coroner inquest. Now, hear him out.
Testimony of the independent pathologist who carried out the second autopsy, that there were certain tests that ought to be carried out, which was not covered in the first autopsy, and which now replace other findings. And the most important takeaway is that the probable cause of death may be the reaction to the injection administered on the deceased prior to his death. And this line of testimony was further corroborated by the medical doctor who attended to the deceased at the second facility, who also confirmed his death. The other takeaway from today's proceeding is that there was no love lost between the deceased and the wife. They were constantly quarreling. The driver who drove them all through the process confirmed constant disagreements, like cat and dog, between husband and wife, leading to the wife calling all kinds of abuses on the deceased. We also confirmed today that the deceased sustained injuries by knocking his hand on the door attempt to, and that led to a loss of blood within a company period of almost about 15 hours, and that he was not immediately taken to the hospital, and that may have also precipitated his death. The other revelation that also came out clearly today is that that arising from the disagreement between him and Sam Larry over complaints that Sam Larry hired him for a performance in Dubai and allegedly paid 2 million, and that Sam Larry also confirmed that at an incident at Elegusi Beach, he walked up to mohbad and said, except you give me my 2 million, I won't allow you to live here. In our view, that is a something threat. And we also know subsequent to that development, the deceased, mohbad, lodged a complaint with the force headquarters. And that Sam Larry was invited and he made statements. He also said he also wrote a counter petition. But what is clear is that all was not lost, all was not well between both of them, contrary to the testimony of Sam Larry. So we are beginning to see clearly that the health situation of late mohbad was not properly managed before his death, and all those around him have questions to answer, including the nurse, including the wife, as to their role in orchestrating the death of the deceased, and whether the alleged threats of Sam Larry contributed to his death, direct or indirect, is a matter of conjecture. It is how the coroner then decides to see that threat, and how far it worked on the emotional state of health of the deceased. Above all, we had testimony from 4 witnesses today. The independent pathologist who is here to cross-examine, the driver, and then the Sam Larry himself, and then the doctor who attended to him at the second facility. We are now beginning to see clearly that, and we also know that he didn't die as a result of drug abuse. I think that clarification came out clearly in the testimony of the pathologist who conducted the second autopsy. And all through the proceedings, we must commend the composure of the coroner, the patience of the coroner, who listened to and even gave the audience opportunity to ask questions. So I think my advice to the rank and file is that let us trust the process and believe that at the end of the day, justice will be served.
Sorry, please, I wanted to confirm. Someone said that the pathologist mentioned the date and time of death. Is it true? Because I didn't hear that.
Well, the pathologist didn't mention the date and time of death. The pathologist relied on a lot of materials, including the first autopsy carried out, and some other circumstances and information are made available to him. He said it may appear that the cause of death may appear indeterminable, but we should look in the direction of the reaction also sustained by the deceased as a result of the injection applied on it. And the takeaway for everybody today is that don't deal with quacks, deal with experts.
Thank you.